Timing chain tensioners. You know what these are and what they do. So today we're just going to take a couple of moments to show you how to set them up correctly in your car. The simple one to my right is the 433-578. You'll see this in an MGTC, a TD, a TF. It's held in place by a pair of bolts which go through right here, and on the back there's a point where pressurized oil enters from an oil gallery. The piston inside is hollow, which allows the oil to travel all the way to the end, and it comes out that hole right there to lubricate the chain. It also has a relatively soft spring inside, in between the spring and the hydraulic pressure. This is how it works. The next one is a 011-139. You'll see this in Austin Healey's and some of the Jaguars and the MGC. Again, there's a pair of holes for the bolts to hold it in place, and this one has a very small hole right there where the oil, which is pressurized, can enter and come out the shoe right there and lubricate the chain. What makes it different is that if you first look inside, you'll say, well, there's no chain, there's no spring in here. But the reality is there is a spring. It's a strong spring, and it's in place and locked with this ratchet release right there. The purpose for that is that if this were pushing against the chain while you were trying to get it lined up, it would be easy to get the bolts wrong and cross-thread them. So it's held in place and closed and ready to go. You put it in the car, you bolt it in place. When it's in place, pull out this plastic release right there. And now it operates as easily as a doorbell. You just simply push it in and let go. When you do, that will release it and it will do its job and it's ready to go. The plastic is in place so that when it's in shipping, if it gets banged, it won't come apart in shipping, and then you have to reload it again when you get it back home. Lastly, we have the 460-560. Again, a pair of bolts to hold it in place, a place for the oil to go in, and she lubricates right there. What makes this a little different from this one is that, yes, it has a spring, it's compressed inside, but it's held in with this little hex lock right there. So when this is in place, you're going to come around to the end, you're going to get a 7/16 or an 11mm wrench and take off this little cap. It's really easy to do. And when you take the cap off, you'll be looking right at that little hex lock right there. Take a 3mm hex wrench, put it inside, give it a turn, and it will release. Put the cap back in place so the oil pressure doesn't come out. Bend over one of the tangs, and it's done. So the 433-578, the 011-139, and the 460-560, all three are effective and easy to install.